Welcome back. Godrej Properties is your top F&O gainer now, 5.5% higher. A couple of other stocks also doing well. By the way, there's this theme about some of the beaten down stocks may come back, whether it's CG Powers, Dish TV. So that theme is still continuing. Dish TV locked on another upper circuit in today's trade. Mitessh Thakkar is joining us back with some fresh trades. Mitessh, good morning again. So your thoughts on the trade so far and your stock calls?
So it's been a decent trade. You've had an opening which has been a gap up. The gap up seems to be sustaining for the first half an hour at least, and let's see if it can sustain more. The idea is that if people are trading and along on the index, especially the Nifty, I think just trail the stop loss to yesterday's high 11,560 is what I would recommend on this spot. And as long as that is not being violated, good chance that 11,700 could happen first. Having said that, I have two buy calls again on the financial side. Bandhan Bank I think is now reversing, so buy with a stop at 302, look for targets of 322. And Shyam Transport has moved up a bit, but around 730, 732, try to buy it, keep a stop below 715 and 760 is your first target.
In fact, Bandhan Bank is the stock that I was referring to in terms of stocks having low rollovers and short positions, so there could be some short covering. Century Textile, which is moving out of F&O after today's expiries, now moving up, so that's up another 3.5%. And gains back in Adani Enterprises, that's also looking up. But there's just one last follow-up. IndusInd Bank, any thoughts here? That's beginning to move up.
Yeah, Anuj, in fact, it was today morning, my top call, I was looking at targets of around 595. It's had a high of around 590. So around these levels, you can maybe take some profits off, trail the stop loss to on your balance positions to now at about 572. And once it crosses this 595, 600 rate, I think the stock should continue its up move. And then we can look at slightly aggressive targets of 675, 680 in the short term.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for that, Mitessh. You'll have to say that the advanced declines is an extremely pleasant picture at this point in time, with two stocks in the green for one in the red. It's a fairly broad-based rally, and but for the two-wheelers, which are sulking a bit. It's okay, maybe you can add a little bit of FMCG also not quite participating, but otherwise it's moving on many legs.
It is, and the two-wheeler space, as we were mentioning earlier, has seen a lot of caution from many brokerages as well. We'll get you more details on that in a bit. Kotak, in fact, said that the auto rally may now be overdone, so you should be a bit cautious. And it's the weak household income growth which is the key issue right now. So, I mean, we'll get those graphics for you on the screen in a bit, but that seems to be the big caution, that if there is no household income, if savings rate has dipped, how are people going to go out there and buy?
If you look at the macros, then you should not be encouraged about buying anything.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we didn't dwell enough on the Reserve Bank annual report, but it's in the annual report that you get the savings numbers. And the only reason why savings has increased for household net savings is because leverage has fallen. People are refusing to take loans, obviously, because of probably question marks. So there's a minor increase, but if you looked at gross savings, it's fallen. So clearly there is going to be a pressure in terms of the ability to buy. But before we come to the Kotak brokerage notes on the auto sector, let's get you some commodity trades going. We are almost nearing 10 o'clock. So the commodity trades at 10 from Manisha Gupta. Morning again, Manisha.
Morning, Lata. I'm keeping it with metals because we are looking at stronger trends here. We have been talking about the macro and how the global equities have been holding well. We also are looking at the US dollar, while again around 93, but it's off the kind of highs that we've seen in recent days. Also, the LME inventories have continued to decline. The US-China tensions seem to be easing right now. And then the markets are awaiting another stimulus measures from the Fed Powell testimony that happens today in the evening. So copper prices have hit two-year highs in Shanghai, on LME and the New York session yesterday as well. While the Indian markets have gone in for a bit of a profit taking, but the fundamentals do look strong because we've seen the LME copper inventories at 14-year lows now. The demand recovery from China has been strong. The China imports of copper refined have been near record levels for the months of June and July. August is expected to be promising as well. The other metal is nickel. While we did speak about it in the last couple of days, but apart from the stainless steel demand, we also are looking at the supply disruptions into this one. LME inventories here as well have continued to decline. The nickel mining also is down by 7% in the month of June and July as well. We are looking at a 5% cut onto that one. EV demand is expected to be on the stronger side, and that's taken the nickel LME prices to near 9-month highs right now. As I said, the Indian prices are trading slightly flat, but that's exactly what brokerages are telling you to do, to buy on these corrections. We spoke to SMC today. They have a buy in case of nickel, targets of 1132 on the higher side for this. It's a buy continuing for copper as well. It actually has hit all-time highs in copper in the Indian markets in the previous week, so some bit of a profit taking from those levels, but upside targets on this one as well are at around 526.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. Well, just want to point out that some of these big monthly gainers continue to move up. So Aarti Drugs has once again picked up a bit of pace, up almost about 3% while commercial vehicle makers like Ashok Leyland, on the back of the relief as far as road tax is concerned, road tax has been waived in Maharashtra. So Ashok Leyland is hanging out with a gain of almost about 2% or so.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to distract you, Sonia. The reason why I said Anuj, don't go is the moment Anuj got off his chair, the Nifty lost about 10 basis points. So I was just going to say, Anuj, you're being a lucky charm for the market and for the bulls. It's not a great deal. It's just a little bit of profit taking. But you said you expected 2 dips, a couple of dips.
A couple of dips happen. One happens around 10 a.m. and one happens around 1:30. So it will be interesting to see at
par
what
for the
point,
course, you think?
Par for the course. Will be interesting to see if it gets bought or not. But look, Lata, the point is, the market is not obliged to reward you every day if you buy in the morning. It's a positional market which has rewarded you for being long. It's not necessary that every day if you chase gap up.
To be fair, it is only about 20-25 points off the day's high. It's not a great deal, but nevertheless, there was a little bit of drop. So I thought I'll pull you back to help the bulls. Okay, we can do only so much. For the moment, we'll take a break. We're going to come back and get back to the real economy. We're going to have 2 consumer durable retailers joining us, Vijay Sales and Chroma, to tell us whether sales have picked up and whether it looks like a sustainable recovery.